The pick is in.
The New England Patriots have made a selection in the 2024 NFL Draft. Alongside Locked On College Football host Spencer McLaughlin, I'm Tanitra Batiste, and we are joined by Mike Debate of Locked On Patriots to break down the Patriots selecting Drake Maye with the number 3 pick. So, Mike, this may be the most important draft for the Patriots in recent memory because it's a franchise that hasn't picked this high in the draft since drafting Drew Bledsoe back in 1993. What do you think convinced the Patriots that after Bledsoe and Tom Brady, that Drake could be their next franchise QB?
I think it's the ceiling that he brings to the table. And right now, I believe he has the highest ceiling in this draft class. Look, Drake Maye covers all the intangibles that you need for an NFL quarterback. Tremendous athleticism, the velocity, the touch on the ball to be able to make the throws to all different areas of the field, including in the tight windows. Right now, the Patriots have not had someone that electric at the quarterback position since Tom took his talents to Tampa Bay. So there's no question about it. There was definitely a lot of excitement in the air. I think the New England Patriots took a look at all the needs that they have on this team. But when you're sitting at number 3 and your biggest need is quarterback, you're going to have to go for one. And I think they got the right one in Drake Maye.
And you mentioned some of what you liked about Drake. What other things do you like most about him as far as what he brings specifically to that Patriots offense?
Well, you got to love his arm. Absolutely. An NFL-ready arm beyond belief. This guy can make the throw to anywhere on the field. But something I don't think maybe he gets enough credit for nationally, but a lot of us here in New England really got a chance to look at was his athleticism. When the play starts to break down a little bit, he's got the agility. He's got the instinct to turn those off-script type options into big gains. The thing about Drake is he needs to kind of temper that enthusiasm a little bit. He has a tendency to be a little bit too much of a gunslinger. I think Alex Van Pelt and Gerard Mayo will coach that out of him. As long as he is able to adapt to handling pressure at the pro level, this kid, the sky is the limit when it comes to what he can do on a football field. And he's in the right organization that'll support him to do it.
Now, it's been chalk so far in this draft, but many did think that the Patriots were actually going to trade down to maybe get more draft assets. Like, why do you think they ultimately stayed at 3?
I think they ultimately considered it. I think they absolutely took a look at all the options on the table. There were teams out there that I know were willing to move up. We heard about the Vikings and the Giants trying to make that last second push. But again, I think it came down to primary need. The New England Patriots need help at offensive tackle. They need help at wide receiver, but they needed a quarterback. They needed that guy to hitch their wagon and say, this is the future face of our franchise. They believe they found it in Drake Maye. Ultimately, Tanitra, I think that's why they stayed with the number 3 pick.
For more on the Patriots, subscribe to Locked On Patriots on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, Spencer, you kind of heard Mike mention the high ceiling, but I want to go back to that and ask your thoughts as well. Many think that indeed Drake Maye is the player among the QBs in this draft that has that highest ceiling. Do you feel the same?
Well, I struggle to put him above Caleb Williams, but I'm a big Drake Maye fan. I would have taken him over Jaden Daniels at number 2 because I think you look at, the way that Drake Maye played quarterback in college, it more closely resembles what he's going to be doing in the NFL, whereas Jaden Daniels was running a very RPO quarterback run heavy offense. I think that's going to be a much bigger adjustment for a guy who is a capable runner, of course, but is not necessarily a Lamar Jackson type or a Kyler Murray type. And Drake Maye knows exactly what he is, and that's someone who can make every single throw on the field. There is not a single play, concept, scheme, location that you can come up with where Drake Maye can't put the ball on time and on target. And I think what impresses me most when you watch his film, Tanitra, is the way that he delivers the ball accurately into tight windows. He has got a lot of zip, and he can layer the ball over a linebacker, underneath a safety, in between a couple defenders. He's just got everything that you need to be a franchise quarterback.
For continuing coverage of the 2024 NFL Draft, subscribe to Locked On NFL on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.